Welcome students, welcome to our VB class. So today we are going to learn how we are going to take input in Visual Basic console application, alright, as well as we'll see how to give a proper output also. Okay, so let's start off straight away. Right, so I want to write a very simple program where we are going to add two numbers. Okay, those two numbers will be entered by the user. We'll take the input, then we are going to uh, means find the sum of the two numbers and of course display the result. Alright, so for that we now already I have made videos of how to declare variables. Okay, so you know by now how to declare and define variables, right? So let's say I want since this is a program to add two numbers, so I need actually three variables, right? So dim is the keyword, as you know. So I want no1 for the first number, so as and we need it as an integer, right? So comma, okay, suppose we need another variable no2, so that is also as integer. Okay, and of course to keep the sum we need another variable sum, okay, which will be also of type integer, right? So since we got our three variables, right, now to take the input, first of all we have to display a message, right? To display the message we say console, okay, dot, we say write line. Okay, so console dot write line, then what we do is that we say let's say we'll ask please, right, enter the first number. Okay, first, right? Now, you notice unlike C languages, here we don't use semicolon now. Okay, so here it is going to ask for the first number. Now, remember all input from the console. Okay, keep in mind all input from the console in Visual Basic.NET. Okay, is of type string. That means if you are entering even a number 25, 85, they are actually entered as, it will be considered as a string. Okay, but we don't want string, the number as a string, right? We want it as an integer, right? So we want to store that n1 which is of type integer, right? Then what we do is that we use this one console, okay, dot, we use a statement called console dot read line. There is a read and read line. Okay, read only helps you to read one character, as it says, it reads the next character, but read line helps you to read the next line, because your number can be 2 digit, can be 3 digit, right? So you want the entire digit that you have entered, so read line, right? Now this, as I said, will read a number but in terms of a string. So what we need to do is that we have to convert it into a integer. So c int, remember the convert function, c int, all right, and then you can just close it. So this is like we are converting this, the input is taken, console.readline will give you an string, then we convert it to an integer and put it in n1. Similarly we'll take the second number, control C, I'll just copy paste. All right, so exactly the same way, please enter here, it will be the second number, right? So second number, all right, and then this will be no2, right? So I took the two numbers, now we have to find the sum. So sum equals to no1 plus no2, right? So we got the sum also, but now to display the result we want in a proper format. Okay, so let me show you how we do it. Console dot, again we need write line statement to write something in the screen, right? So write line. Now here is the interesting part. Okay, so we can write like this, console dot write line, the, all right, sum of, sum of, okay, the first number I want, right? So there is two ways to do it, I will show you both ways. Plus, okay, you say no1 dot, you have to, because this is a string, okay, because this, the sum of is a string, you can see the quotes, right? And you want to concatenate, this is plus, means you are trying to join two strings, so this also has to be treated as a string because no1 is a integer. So toString is a function, okay, which helps you to convert it to a string. Okay, so the sum of no1, then again we are joining, okay, plus, okay, and no2, right? So no2 will be again plus, okay, so no2, okay, dot, again toString, okay, so then, okay, then again plus, okay, is, then we want to display the sum over there, so then here it will be plus sum dot to string again, because all these variables are of type integer, so we have to convert to string. So here is how it is going to display the sum of, then it will take the value of no1, okay, and put it over there, and then again it will take the value of no2, is whatever the sum comes up. Okay, so let's say, and console.readline is to pause the script. So let's run it. Okay, but I'll modify this program in a better way also, you'll see. Right, so let's say uh, um, right, so it's compiling. Okay, so here it will ask me the, see, it asks me the please enter the first number. Okay, that's because of this line. Okay, then we enter, let's say 12, and I press enter, then it will read that line and put it in this N1. Then again it is asking me the second number, so 70, let's say. All right, then I press enter. Okay, then you see the sum of, notice what has happened. I wrote the sum of, it is writing 12. Why 12? Because NO was having 12, right? NO1 is 12. So, and this one, okay, then NO2 was having 70, so 70, right? Is whatever the sum came up to this one. So, this is one way of printing the output, okay? But it looks a bit complex, okay? So, what we can do is that there is another way of writing the same output, okay? So, what you can do is that I can write the same statement. Right, so you can do it like this, console, okay, again dot write line, okay, then you can say like this, the sum of, now I'm not going to concatenate or anything, I will use this curly bracket, I'll give 0, okay, and then again I'll use a curly bracket, I will say 1, okay, is, then again curly bracket 2, right, then I will say comma N1 comma N2 comma comma sum. Right, now I'll comment this line, so you know how to comment it, you can give a single quote. Right, so now this statement is something like, you, if you are familiar with a language like C, you will know that we used to write something like this, the sum of percentage D and percentage D is percentage D. Then what happens, you say N1 N2, the N1 value will be replaced to this one, then this one, then this one, right? So exactly the same thing is happening over here. N1 will replace the 0th value, then NO2 will replace this one, NO and sum will replace this one. So if I run this now, okay, so again if I give 12 and if I give 44, right, you see the sum of 12 and 44 is 56. So this one is replaced by NO1, this one is replaced by NO2 and the sum, right? But suppose I change the order, right? Let's say I make this one is NO2, okay, and this one is NO1, right? That means this will replace this value, this will replace, that means what, we will see something like if I get, this is 12 and this is, let's say 44, now it will say 44 and 12. You understood why? That's because this I have interchanged. Similarly, if I put this one over here, then 1 means this one, 0 means 0 is this one is this one, 2 is this one, right? And so on you can make. Okay, so if I change the position of this one also, then it will act in the same way. Like, let's say if I make this one 1 and this one is 0, right? So 1 is this one, right? So this will be N1, this will be N2, so that means it will act the same way like it was before, that is 4, sorry, this one. So you can see 12 and 44, this one is the sum, right? So that's how you can take input in VB .NET console application, okay, by using the console.readline, okay, and you have to make the necessary conversion. So if your variable, let's say if I declare a variable dim, let's say n as decimal, all right, so n is decimal, then you have to convert C, this will have to be converted to C DEC for decibel. DBL is for double, date, car, character, byte, boolean. So these are the different ways of converting the data type, right? So you can do that by using the C, int C, double C, date, and so on. All right. So try to modify this program. Okay. In the same program, what you do is that you add up the feature where you can, here I am just adding, so I want you to subtract, multiply, divide, okay, and find the mod. Now here is something interesting about the mod. If you want to write no mod no2 in C like language, you use percentage, right? You use percentage like this, right? No mod like this, right? Percentage you use, but in VB you don't use percentage, you use mod like this, okay? So no mod no2, so that's how, that means what, you are dividing no2 by no1, and the remainder mod, because mod gives you the remainder, will be stored in, let's say if I store it in sum also, it will store in sum, right? So that's how you can do the modulus, right? So try this program, okay, in your and complete this what I have asked you to do over there, right? Thank you.